we're going to do a meditation now, which is going to be really quite involved with the different cells of the central nervous system. So I will just explain. I will just explain what a myelinated glial cell looks like again, so that the new people can have an image of that. So the myelinated glial cell, if this is an axon which runs down a nerve, the myelinated glial cells wrap around the axon like so. And inside of it, they trap a layer of cranial fluid. So as this rolls up, you end up with spirals of cranial fluid and spirals of membrane. And it can be about 100 layers thick in the middle, and at the sides it's just one layer thick. So you've got a reservoir there, and then you've got about 100 layers in the middle and a reservoir there. And as the cranial fluid travels along it, it spirals in until it's equally within all the layers there, and then spirals out until it just comes into a reservoir there. And then that moves into the next myelinated glial cell. So what happens is you've got all the nerves become little canals for cranial fluid the myelinated glial cells make canals for the cranial fluid to travel down through the nerves. So each nerve, I call them nerve, normally called nerve fibers, I call them nerve capillaries. So all the millions or billions of little nerve capillaries going out, each one is a canal that creates cranial fluid and also is a river for cranial fluid. Now this is all on video, so you can watch the videos and to get all the information of it. And we're going to, you may find it difficult, but just engage as well as you can. This is of the central nervous system. It's 90% water, got the cranial fluid in the ventricles, but within the whole body of the brain, the whole body of the central nervous system, 90% water. Then you have neurons with myelinated glial cells around it. You have capillaries that produce the cranial fluid. The cranial fluid in the ventricles is made from the choroplexus, but within the body of the brain, the cranial fluid comes from the capillaries. You have astrocyte cells, which are like a connective tissue, and you have microglial cells, which are like the immune system. And we're going to do a meditation to feel those in ourselves. So you might feel a little bit left behind in this, but just do it in a way that you feel comfortable with. And for everybody, even the people who've come a long time, I know this can be not an easy exercise sometimes, but that is what we're going to do. But first, we'll all just go through the beginning stages of learning holographic breathing, and then we'll drop into this meditation for the whole central nervous system, and then we're going to go on to work with still points and how to integrate things and how to balance the body. Just breathing gently and saying hello to the earth. Send a smile. send some energy to the earth. And allow the earth to say hello back. Allow yourself to receive from the earth. Notice what that feels like through your body, through your energies. And sending a smile, sending some energy to your higher self. And let your higher self say hello back. Allow yourself to receive from the higher self. Notice what that feels like through your body, through your energies. And asking the earth and the higher self to be with you through the whole session as a guide, as a resource. And for those who know holographic breathing, you can just gently do holographic breathing, but I'm just going to run through the beginning exercises for people who aren't quite sure of holographic breathing. So just first having the lips together, so the lips are closed, and just gently moving the jaw up and down. Notice you can move the jaw and that your lips can stay sealed. Okay, and you can relax and let that go. Now the tongue is on the roof of the mouth. It's the upper surface of the tongue on the roof of the mouth. And as much as feels comfortable, the tip of the tongue will be touching or close to the front teeth. Notice when you've got enough of the tongue on the roof of the mouth, this can make like a little seal that you can pull down on your tongue, and it can be like sealed to the roof of the mouth. You don't have to pull hard. And that when the tongue's in that position, also the lips have a slight seal between them. So that is the position of the tongue. Breathing through the nose, relax the back of the head, relax the back of the neck. Then gently moving the jaw up and down. Then as you open the jaw, breathing in through the nose, as you close the jaw, breathing out through the nose. It's a small, relaxed motion of the jaw, about half a finger width, 4 or 5 millimeters. As the jaw opens, you breathe in through the nose. As the jaw closes, you breathe out through the nose. And then changing that round. So the emphasis is on the breath coming in through the nose. As you're breathing in through the nose, the jaw opens. It should get a lot easier. As you breathe out through the nose, the jaw closes. It follows behind. If you have the emphasis on the breath, then the movement of the jaw becomes much more relaxed. Breathing in, the jaw gently opens. Breathing out, jaw gently closes. The teeth may touch, that's okay, but just very gently, just hover together. Relax the back of the neck, relax the back of the head, and notice as you're breathing in this way that it's a bit like the motion of the breath travels through the whole body, travels through the face, travels through the cranium, travels through the spine, the arms, the legs. As you breathe in, the jaw opens with the whole body. As you breathe out, the jaw closes with the whole body. In a very subtle way, the whole face, and the whole cranium, and brain, central nervous system have joined in with the breath. They're opening on the in-breath, closing on the out-breath, in synchronicity with the jaw. And if you want to make it lighter, have the emphasis on the breath and let the jaw follow. This connects you to a deep sense of relaxation and calm. Moves through your spine, through the pelvis, through your whole body, as if every cell is opening on the in-breath and every cell is closing on the out-breath. And then becoming aware of your heart, the blood supply through your body, and the blood supply to your brain, and your central nervous system. It's about 600 miles, tiny capillaries in the brain and central nervous system, and out of these are created the cranial fluid through the whole body of the brain and through the ventricles, becoming aware of that cranial fluid through your whole brain, through your spinal cord, and travelling off down through the myelinated glial cells, down around the nerve capillaries, out through your whole body. Breathing, becoming aware of that body of cranial fluid, interconnected water. Cranial fluid is 99% water. Coming to the very center of that system, very center, we have the ventricles. For me, these have quite a deep, dark quality, like creation, like the void, right at the very center of our body, of our brain, of our spine is ventricles. Becoming aware of the lateral ventricles, circling in the cerebrum. And come together in the third ventricle, which is from the side, it looks circular from the front, it looks just straight, right in the middle of the thalamus. The lateral ventricles feeding into this, and all the fluid from the whole cerebrum can also feed into this. And dropping down to the fourth ventricle from the front, this looks like a large diamond. From the side, it's just straight. And right down the center of the spine, you have the central canal, or the fifth ventricle. So this whole center area, central nervous system is 90% water, and then this whole central area of the ventricles, 99% water. There's a quality to it. There's an energy to it. It spreads out through the whole brain, through the cerebrum, brain stem, the cerebellum, the spine. It flows off down through the nerves, becoming aware of the fluid flowing out the spine, down the first part of the nerves while it's still inside the dural tube, travelling down through the myelinated glial cells and down through the horse's tail. It often has a very bright quality to it. Then allowing that to spread off down through the nerves, down through the pelvis, down through the legs, out from the spine, around the abdomen. Also around the chest and the lungs, coming out from the neck and into the arms, coming out from the brain stem through the whole face. As it travels down through the nerves, it's going down through all of these myelinated glial cells, each myelinated glial cell. It's like going through all of these spirals. The water is going through spirals, and for me that creates a light. Water travels out through the whole body, becoming aware of the myelinated glial cells around the axons in the nerves, and become aware of the myelinated glial cells through the whole central nervous system, the spinal cord, the cerebellum, the brain stem, the cerebrum. And when you become aware of these myelinated glial cells, notice if you feel the quality of the breath, they're like little lungs that they breathe. The myelinated glial cells breathe in fluid, and they breathe out fluid. They breathe cranial fluid, opening on the in-breath, closing on the out-breath. For me, they relate to the lungs and to whatever level you can feel this, that is okay. And whatever you're feeling, that is okay. It may not be the same as I'm describing it. And then becoming aware of the astrocyte cells through the whole brain, through the spinal cord. These are a bit like a connective tissue. These hold it together. This stops the brain being fluid. But they also have an intelligence. For me, this relates to the soft tissue through the whole body, to the lower face, to the jaw, the tongue, also the nose. It has a very grounded quality to it, but it has an intelligence to it. Just you can become aware of the fluid and the quality of the fluid. You can also become aware of the astrocyte cells and the qualities of the astrocyte cells. They connect up everything through these little tentacles. They're like sea anemones with lots of tentacles all connecting to each other. And then becoming aware of the capillaries. Notice the quality changes. It has a more fiery red quality. It may connect you to the heart, and in the face to the nasal passageways. Aware of the blood supply to the central nervous system and the nerves. Notice what that feels like. And then become aware of the cranial fluid that's being made from the blood, being filtered out of the blood. Notice the change in quality. The brain is 90% water. The cranial fluid is 99% water. Becoming aware of the cranial fluid. Through the whole cerebrum, cerebellum, brainstem, spine, nerves. Notice that quality. Notice the consciousness in it, the awareness in it, the life in it, the intelligence in it of water. Notice how healing that is. Then become aware of the neurons and the axons through the brain, through the spinal cord. You may feel quite a big change of quality. You may feel this connecting to your eyes. It rises in the face, connects to the higher energies, it connects to the lower energies. For me, it has the quality of the intellect. A very different quality. And for me, when I become aware of the neurons and the axons that travel through this whole system, Kundalini starts. So it connects to my eyes and higher centers, but it also connects to the pelvis. And then energy starts running up through my spine and through my brain. You may notice something similar, but whatever you feel, that's okay. It's a bit like being able to watch your own intellect, or the qualities of the intellect. Physical manifestation of the intellect. Very different quality to the cranial fluid. If you feel an energy running up the spine and through the head, just allow that to happen. There's the quality of the intellect, and there's also the energy that can take you beyond the intellect, that connects to the higher realms. There is both. Then become aware of the cranial fluid again. Notice if the qualities change. Notice that quality of the intellect disappears, and then it's a different intelligence. And then become aware of the myelinated glial cells again. Notice if this connects you to the breath. Notice as they breathe, they have a quality of light to them. But whatever you feel is fine. As they travel down through the nerves, cranial fluid flowing from myelinated glial cell to myelinated glial cell through all of these spirals, very, very slowly, you can't force it. You may find this creates an energy. For me it creates a light. The sacred geometry and flow creates light. Feel energies traveling through your spine, through your neck, through your head, through your nerves. Allow that to happen. And gently allowing yourself to come back. So in holographic breathing, there's a gentle motion of the jaw. Jaw opens on the in-breath, closes on the out-breath, and it's a small motion. And people find their own amount, and it varies over a period of time, but it's not big, maybe 3 or 4 millimeters, a quarter of an inch, sometimes less. And on the same time as you're doing that, the lips are closed all of the time, and the upper surface of the tongue is on the roof of the mouth, and as much as feels comfortable. And quite often when people are learning, and a bit later, people are used to opening the jaw and the lips open at the same time. So the lips open, or they open the jaw and the tongue comes off the roof of the mouth. But there's an innate ability, probably from suckling, that the lips can stay sealed, not tense, in a relaxed way, that they can stay closed in a relaxed way and the jaw can move, and the tongue can have a relaxed and soft seal to the roof of the mouth as the jaw moves. I'll just demonstrate so people can see that it really is a very subtle movement of the jaw. So I'll just do this for a few moments. So and very quickly drop into an alternative state, kind of a shamanistic, very relaxed place. So we're going to go through some exercises, but this time with our eyes open. First of all, to get that seal on the lips. Notice you can kind of purse your lips. You can, it goes in here, and the lips stay closed. Try that a few times. You drop the jaw and the lips stay closed. And now also put the tongue on the roof of the mouth and pull the jaw down. And notice it's like you get a suction with the tongue as the jaw drops down. So you can make a seal, and that's very similar to what babies do. Their lips seal around the nipple in a relaxed way, and the tongue seals the nipple to the roof of the mouth. So we can make a seal, a natural ability to making a seal. But now doing that in a very relaxed way with a much smaller motion of the jaw. So the lips are relaxed with a light seal, the flat of the tongue on the roof of the mouth with a very relaxed seal, and now just in a small way, or however big, opening the jaw. The lips stay sealed, the tongue stays on the roof of the mouth, the jaw closes, the lips stay sealed, the tongue stays on the roof of the mouth. Now make that movement a bit smaller. And now it's a bit like a pump. Notice as you're opening the jaw, it's natural to breathe in through your nose. As your jaw drops down, it's like a little pump. It brings the air in through the nose. Then as the jaw rises, it's like a pump. Breath comes out through the nose. So just being with that, and make the movement smaller. The jaw opens, you breathe in through the nose. The jaw closes, you breathe out through the nose. The tongue stays on the roof of the mouth. The lips stay closed with a very light seal. And now turning that round, so rather than the focus being on the jaw, you change the emphasis. Be aware of the breath coming in through your nose, and as the breath comes in, the jaw gently opens. Then as the breath comes out, the jaw gently closes. And notice how that takes the pressure away from the jaw. It becomes much more relaxed when you have the emphasis on the breath. So as you're breathing in, the jaw gently opening, the lips still have this very natural light seal, the tongue has a very natural light seal. Then as you breathe out, the jaw naturally closes. And notice there's a lot of people already closing their eyes and going into an altered state. Notice you start feeling very relaxed, and it's hard to keep your eyes open. You're drifting into a different state. As you breathe in, the jaw naturally opens with it. As you breathe out, the jaw naturally closes. And smaller slower motion of the jaw, the lips stay relaxed and closed, the tongue stays on the roof of the mouth. Relax the back of the neck, relax the back of the head. Notice it gets harder and harder to actually do it and keep the eyes open because you're drifting into a different state of consciousness. And it's good to relax the back of the neck and the back of the head because a lot of the energy is coming through there. Now letting the eyes close, and if you want, let the eyes close. Just naturally being with that. As you breathe in, the jaw is gently opening. As you breathe out, the jaw gently closing. Notice how natural that feels. You get these waves of energy, waves of relaxation moving through your body. Very soft, relaxed seal in the lips, very soft, relaxed seal in the tongue. It's the upper surface of the tongue on the roof of the mouth. The tip of the tongue is close to or touching the front teeth. Maybe half an inch or an inch of the tongue on the roof of the mouth. The more you do, the more of the tongue naturally starts covering the roof of the mouth. But start off with whatever feels most comfortable. Notice you go into this place that's halfway between being awake and being asleep. It's like the dream state. Very shamanistic space. It feels very natural. Relax the throat. As you breathe in, chest is opening, the jaw is opening. As you breathe out, the chest is closing, the jaw is closing. As you breathe in, the abdomen is opening, the jaw is opening. As you breathe out, the abdomen is closing, the jaw is closing. You may be able to feel it right down into the pelvis. So breathing in, the pelvis is opening, the jaw opening. As you breathe out, pelvis closing, the jaw closing. But also notice in a very subtle way, the whole face has started to breathe. This gentle motion of the jaw connects through every cell, through every part of us, and it especially connects up through the face, through the brain, through the cranium, through the neck, through the throat, connects it to the rest of the body. And this whole area that wasn't really breathing so much before, in a very subtle way starts to open and close with the breath. And it's not a physical thing you're aiming for, it's very subtle. The more subtle you do it, the stronger, more profound the experience is. And as the jaw closes, it's okay for the teeth to touch, but they just float together. There's no pressure, they're not resting and pressing together. They may just bounce around, gently touching a tiny bit. Or the jaw can just be slightly separate as you breathe out. Breathing in, the jaw gently opens with the breath. Breathing out, the jaw relaxes closed. It relaxes open and it relaxes closed. You drop into a deep, shamanistic, alternative space, channel. But it's your own channel, it's you, your energies, connecting with the earth, connecting with the higher self, which are reflections of you, very resourceful, very nutritious on all levels. away, and gently allowing yourself to come back.